did the judge say?
Well, he first of all said that he chose 3 different pieces, 1 sculpture, 1 realistic, and 1 abstract. And the reason he chose my abstract was he was attracted to the cool green colors with the red and yellow highlights. He also liked the background shapes kind of hidden away. Let's see, what else did he say? He liked the asymmetrical design. And basically he said that when he chooses something, this is something else I remembered. He doesn't care what the subject matter is as much as what the composition is like.
Yeah.
So I found that to be interesting.
Okay.
Beautiful use of color.
Right. And the use of shadows is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't, unfortunately, you can't see it, but the background has a lot of texture and collage in it. And that's kind of lacking when you look at the photo. On the bottom 2 sides, you can kind of see scrapes in it, and I used some kind of mark making tool to make the background a little rougher. I mentioned one thing though, is that piece is sold. It's sold like the next day.
Oh,
Wow,
wonderful. Even
fantastic.
better.
So I think I didn't ask enough money.
Isn't that the truth?
Yep.
Everything you said that the judge said, I agree wholeheartedly. It's word for word what he said, and maybe I like it especially.
It's already on now, isn't it?
Ongoing. It's electronic, so you have to go online to the San Diego Museum website, and you.
It was something like sdmaag.org.
Right.
Is that right?
Something
Chris?
like that. But
Yes,
I
it's the
can't
Art
say
Guild,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Ooh, nice.
Very nice, Scott.
I
It's
think you've
beautiful.
seen this piece before, but Larry Vogel, who's photographer, spices up my pictures. So this is a real glamour shot of it.
Yeah.
And if I'll tell you, he just does an amazing stuff in Photoshop. Just taking a photo that I've taken of the piece on a pedestal in my house and send it to him, and then he does this wonderful background. So you've kind of seen the piece before. I did everything last minute in entering the show. I definitely wanted to enter the show, had plans to do so, saved it to the last minute. I was on my computer at 11 o'clock and the cutoff was midnight.
I know the feeling.
And I had 3 other pieces that I felt were actually better than this to enter in the show since it was virtual. I had some great pictures, and so I had them all loaded on my computer, ready to send, and then they wouldn't download to the online jury show website. So this was the only one I was able to submit. So I was flabbergasted that it was accepted, and very flattered that the judge.
That's fantastic.
It's nice, simple, and the lines are wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, great movement, Scott. Really very nice.
I like the fact that the ball is not in the center of the post, but more symmetrical to the circle.
Yeah.
Scott, I can't tell. Does the small rod go through the larger piece of wood, or is it on the other side?
It goes right through it.
Okay.
Right through it. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. It's not perfectly centered. Everything's a little bit off center.
Okay, that's
on purpose and not on purpose.
No, I like it.
Beautiful.
I'm not a craftsman. I don't do furniture, other than some tables once in a while. But yeah.
I have a new appreciation for your little balls now. It really sets this piece off beautifully.
It does. It's beautiful.
And incidentally, congratulations also, Scott. He won first at Cole for this month with a sculptural piece.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're on a roll.
It's a berry.
We saw
That's a
that.
berry. This is a 30 by 24 that I've had ready for jazzercise. So it's a larger one of my loose thread series, a lot more color, but much the same. Probably, I'm not sure if I'm going to do any more. I'm kind of changing my thoughts now. But I kind of like it. I guess it's going on the shelf for at least 6 months.
I think you should do some more, Barry. I like them.
Yeah, they're great. How many did you do in this series, Barry? I've forgotten.
I've got 2 of these big ones, 2 of the 30 by 24s. Then I've got 4 or 5 of the smaller, the 18 by something like that, 16 by 14.
Oh, great.
Nice.
Yeah, I went on a spree, and the little ones are pretty quick to do. And I like it when I get to these and I don't know what to put in the blank spaces. So I bring out one of those pens, acrylic pens, and doodle.
It almost looks a little bit like 3D.
I'm sure your glasses will do it.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Yeah, you have just
Very
enough.
nice.
You just have just enough of the doodling to make it just right. You wouldn't have wanted any more. So
Yeah, I like the blank spaces,
Yeah.
the empty ones. Yeah.
I think it just makes me happy. It's so cool. I love it. The colors and the shapes and everything.
Mhm.
Thank you. Draw the outline, and then I draw the verticals. You know, then I doodle the shapes. Yes, I do the pattern, and then I fill. Then I just pick colors. And then
Okay.
I try to balance orange, opposite orange, and make sure it's sort of balanced a little bit.
Mhm.
I love it. I
Well-
love those.
They are fun.
This is number 3 in those sampan things I was showing you.
Oh,
Wow.
The first one was kind of tight with the pen,
Beautiful.
and then I started loosening up on the second one, and this one I just threw the
That's
brush at
cool.
it, so.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
They're all good. They're all lovely.
Really nice.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
On what media did you use to paint on? I mean, what was what kind of watercolor paper?
El Cheapo.
Oh, that brand?
Thanks, Pico.
It looks great. I love it.
Yeah.
It's very
Look at that.
loose.
Wow.
Nice.
Whoa, Steve,
Steve.
whoa.
Nice.
Very nice.
That's like a Jackson there.
Yeah,
Wow.
these are some old ones I've dredged up.
Awesome.
Yeah, wood too.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Very lovely.
Wow.
Are those on a white support? Are they glued on a white support, or are they?
no,
on
they're they're hanging on a wall.
Oh, okay.
For the purpose of the picture, I don't remember. I may have put it again on the floor or something. I'm not sure. But I actually have these hanging outside now on a wood fence.
Oh,
Ah.
okay.
Really?
Beautiful.
Mhm.
What you can't see very well is there's a lot of lumps and clumps of stuff in there. Big clumps of paint. So
Yeah.
it's a little more 3D than you can tell from that.
Wonderful.
They sure draw you into the painting.
Well, that's what I like about
Great
Pollock
color.
is you can get pulled into
Hmm.
little worlds, and there's like different levels and so forth. So it's
Yeah.
Great idea.
What are the size
Is
of
it-
each of the triangular pieces, Steve?
I think they're about 12 by 12.
Each
12
of
by
them. 12 by
12.
12. Did you start
Is
with
that
a
a
black canvas?
I'm sorry.
Did you start with a black canvas?
I think not, but I don't know what I started with. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Is it acrylic?
I had
Yes.
somebody had given me, I think, these squares, and they were wood,
Uh-huh.
and it may have been just dark wood to start with. I don't really remember.
Beautiful. Thanks, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
Wow.
Love the colors. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow, look at that.
Phew.
Wow.
Kuan Yin, and she's known in Korea and China and Japan and here. She's the goddess of compassion and mercy. And the reason I have the people in the pictures is this was made for a neighbor. And my husband made those are oak frames, real oak, each one.
Wow.
And she said, "Oh, I'm going to have a reception." Well, I've never had a reception. I was just doing it. And she had a reception with a bunch of people. So there I am, and I'm thinking, what am I supposed to be doing? But it was very lovely, and those are the people in the background. This is mosaic. It's shattered glass on glass. There's a lot of pieces that I cut out, you know, to make this shape.
What's on the back of it, by the way? Is there
Oh,
also?
you can see through it. You can see the other. It's all clear glue. So when you look through the other side, you can see it also.
Great.
Probably a little 5% less than the front, but you can see both sides. The light shines through it. She keeps it in her living room, and I put paint on the face. I guess you can't see some of the stuff up on her crown, but it's a little figure up
Oh,
there.
yeah.
And anyhow, oh, the funny part was I made it for her and I charged her $8.50 because it took me quite a while. And she said, "Oh, you should have charged me more."
That's
Is
nice.
that nice?
That's a good compliment.
Are they glued onto glass?
Yeah, it's glued on with a very clear glue. You have to be careful what you use, otherwise it obscures the sight from the other side and from the front. But and then you put grout like you would on a counter, and then you have to clean it all up.
That's a lot of work. I
That's
know.
nice. Fantastic.
Beautiful. Just
There is no foil used.
No foil whatsoever.
Oh,
I draw the picture, I put it behind the glass, and I just put it behind a huge piece of glass, and then
Yeah.
I cut it into 3. And then I place the pieces over the glass with glue, but I have the comfort of having my original drawing behind it, so I know where they all go.
Yeah.
And
Do you work only in glass, Jerry?
I work only in glass. What I'm trying to learn is some of the abstract. It's not something I was ever able to do, and I'm trying to learn that, but it's kind of taking me a while.
Yeah. It's lovely. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
And someday Pico will have to meet me with that glass that he's got stored.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mhm.
Pico, speaking of Pico.
Oh, this little piece comes to my heart because what you see right now is greenware, and it's now the dust of the stars. Because when I was the teacher at the campus wanted me to put it into the kiln, and so as I was putting it into the kiln, it broke. And it broke in 2 pieces and it fell all apart. So this is the only thing. I was lucky to have taken a picture of it before I had placed it in the kiln. I just wanted to share it with everybody.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. I like the story behind it. I'd like to know more about the story.
Yeah, they're 3 gods, 3 Aztec gods, and they're responsible to bring the rising Jupiter star, and they have like animals. They're inside of different animals within themselves, looking towards the sky, and it was supposed to be like a felt. And I was gonna glaze them and do all kinds of stuff to them, and that's as far as it got. But I thought I'd just share it.
Actually intriguing, just like that. The colors, yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Love it.
But
Yes.
anyway,
Thanks.
that's all I have.
Joy.
Wow, look at that. Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Beautiful color.
Yeah, and they're large too.
Very good.
And they're big too.
Whoa, very nice.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do something different, but still cannot get an abstract idea. Just can reach bright colors.
They're beautiful.
It resembles the horses you did last time that got into jazzercise.
Oh yes, the horses, and yes, I
As
like
far as the colors, yeah.
and the camel and the sheep, this kind of animals. and just try.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Very
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great, Joy. Just
Thanks, Joy. Yeah.
Thank you.
No.
Bonnie sent that to me initially. She didn't necessarily request that I put it on Zoom, but I sent it on to Joan for that purpose, just because when she wrote me a note about it, as you can see, it's a large piece that she did for her son for Christmas. And she said it took her over 45 hours to do it.
Mm.
And I had written a note in my message to everybody that, remember that she makes the papers first. So, before that doesn't include making all of the papers that she uses for it. And the only thing painted in there is the ocotillo to the left there.
So it's all paper?
It's all paper.
It's all like a mosaic with paper?
Yeah,
Yes.
she marbles all of her papers, or most of them are marbled. And then she collages the papers on and does very little painting.
Fantastic. No, look at that. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Very
That's
intricate.
fabulous.
Amazing.
It's fabulous.
Amazing.
I think it's
That's-
one of her best. I just love the color scheme.
And look at the size of it.
Yeah. This is the most, that's the more, I like this the best myself as well.
Me too.
I really do.
There's no little bunnies.
Yeah, no, it's really, I can see that hanging in my wall.
Oh, Michael.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
This is an old freeform abstract I did, and it's
Very nice.
in one of Sally's classes. It's what's called a mash painting. The students call it mash painting. You drip paint onto top of a sheet of freezer paper, and then you turn the paper over onto the substrate that you want the painting to be on. In this case, it was 16 by 20 paper, and with your hands, you press on the back of the freezer paper, move the paint around, take it off to see what you have, and you touch it up.
I remember that class. Yeah.
Wow.
Kind of like
Yeah,
a-
and you add a little paint if you want to for highlights and stuff, but it's sort of
Yeah.
you get what you get after mashing it around with your hands. It's
That's
different.
cool.
Yeah, it came out good.
Great.
Yeah.
It looks
Very
really.
I actually sold that at the San Diego Art Institute, their annual
Yeah.
sale where they sell, the artists donate artwork, and they sell them for 100 or 200, and this was in the 100 category. And I told Joan I did 2 more of these at future classes, and they came out terrible, and I threw them away. But this one, the first one I did, I do very little freeform abstract because I'm not good at it. So this was just an accident.
Did you
Mike-
dribble
Michael
the
was-
black paint over?
Pardon me?
Did you dribble the black paint over it like a?
I dribbled. Most of those colors were in the drops that I did on the in spots on the freezer paper, and I did some touch up, but I think the black I moved around with a brush after I turned it
Okay.
over, and
I like the movement
I just
in it.
carefully moved it
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Michael, that
Very
show
nice.
at the Art Institute, was that this year or last year?
Oh no, at San Diego Art Institute.
Yes.
This was several years ago. I was a member for about 3 years from I think it was 2010 to 2000.
Here I go. Well, this is just a quick thing I did. It's been a couple of years. I like it because to me it has a very, I forget. It's just, I don't know if it's a Picasso kind of a picture.
Mm-hmm.
I like
I like it.
Thank you. Pico's not crazy over
No,
there.
dude, we
Yeah,
have it hanging.
But that's okay.
I see it every day and it scares me.
This is a nice who I live with.
She's
right?
always looking at me. I don't know, not good.
My eye is on you.
It looks like a self-portrait, Eileen.
Oh, well, at one time, except I don't have blue eyes, but otherwise, anyway, I had fun doing it. It's acrylic, I used to do oils more than acrylic, so I think this is early on, and it took really no time, which it shows. but I just had fun with it and I like it. So
I think it's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good.
Nice.
thanks.
Nice.
Marlene.
thank you.
Look at that.
Oh, Carol.
Carol.
No,
And
that's
Chuck.
neat.
Nice.
This is, I guess what you see is what you get. It's a still life, somewhat abstracted, just very simple lemon, 2 blueberries, and a lot of background.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Great
nice.
colors.
I like the simplicity of it, and I love the
Nice.
way the yellow of the lemon
Looks-
blended into your
Looks
charcoal.
like soft pastel.
And it's charcoal.
What size is it?
It's not very big. It's probably 12 or maybe 10 by 14, something like that.
Mm.
It's on watercolor paper, so it's in a, I just cut it. It's in a regular shape.
Yeah, I love the looseness of it.
Yeah, it's good.
Beautiful. Thank you, Carol.
Nice colors.
Yeah, that too. Mhm.
Oh, Cindy, nice.
Cindy.
Watercolor.
So this
Oh,
is a,
nice.
painting I wanted to share to wish you all peace in the coming year. And it makes me feel grateful and reminds me to meditate today. So
Thank you, Cindy.
Is
Oh,
this
yeah,
something you just
beautiful.
did, Cindy? Is it a
Pardon
new?
me?
Is it a new?
No, no, it's old. It actually, I couldn't remember if I ever showed it before, but
Yes.
it's,
I-
yeah,
When
Joan
we
told,
the restaurant, yeah.
yeah.
The thing in the middle of the eyes, is that
Painted
painted
on?
on or what?
That is a jewel that I put on there.
Oh.
Cool.
Nice.
I like it.
I wanted to be in the holiday mood, and so this is my Christmas card.
Yeah.
Be in
that
the,
one. That's amazing.
holidays here.
I never saw that. Where was, how long ago did this, the older one, right?
Well, I did it, but then I redid it, or I
Right,
I did something. or
retouched
other.
it.
Retouched it, yes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
nice.
And so I thought somebody should do something on the holidays.
Very cool. Very cool.
Right. Is it a self-portrait of you?
Yeah, it's a little one down there. Oh, no, the virus? Oh, gosh.
A lot of the white of the paper.
No, it's an acrylic, and so
Oh, okay. Yes, I see that now. Yeah.
I had different whites and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
Very nice.
too.
Thanks.
Sweet.
Wonderful.
Ooh, beautiful.
Yeah, whoa.
Wow.
Monet, right?
Oh, what a cool presentation, John.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I worked on it.
Yeah, so a friend of mine from Jersey, where we lived for a long time, she contacted me and had seen paintings and wanted to commission something. And she wanted something really big. And I said, that's going to be so expensive to ship. And it turns out she forgot I moved.
Oh.
So we had to come up with, making panels, a triptych. So it's, all of them are 30 by 30. So when you push them up together, it's going to be big. And she liked all the atmospheric, fluffy, squinty stuff that Joan finds so interesting. But
Yeah.
also she's Indian, her heritage is Indian. So she really wanted to include some lotuses for symbolic. She taught me about the meaning of enlightenment and rebirth of the lotuses and how in the murkiest waters beauty can grow. And I was really enamored with that idea. So I'm almost done. I can't seem to finish up because I like fiddling around with it, but I'm gonna finish soon.
You know, I think this beautiful sharp lotus, it kind of brings all your squinty stuff together. It complements it very nicely.
Yeah, so we discussed that I would kind of keep everything loose. And she said, well, I would really like the lotus to be fairly realistic. And I thought, that's a good idea. So it's a collaboration with her and what she was, hoping and imagining. So it was really, it's a good project. It's been fun.
Yeah, and then the reflection you have down here turns it back into squinty. But I mean, this
Squinty.
is
That's a
really,
professional term.
it's a really good contrast. Maybe you should do that in more of your squinty stuff. Just have something to focus that sets it off. I think it's a great idea. Okay, thanks, Ulrika.
Thank
That's
you.
great. Very nice, Ulrika.
Thank you.
Oh, my.
Beautiful.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's a little charcoal drawing on charcoal on brown paper, and you may recognize the image. It was a very famous photograph that was on the front of National Geographic of a refugee, a young refugee.
Very nice, very nice.
Charcoal, brown paper.
Very nicely balanced and everything.
Mhm.
Wow, wow.
did you get the white in the charcoal by lifting the charcoal off?
No, that's what they call for like white charcoal.
Oh.
It's not really charcoal. It's got some chalk in it, but the charcoal people use it when they need white,
Oh,
like for around eyes and stuff. And it comes in a pencil like a regular charcoal pencil, only it's white and it's got some chalk in it.
yeah, I've seen
And
them.
it's
I
known
never
as
thought about that.
white charcoal.
Mhm.
Does it cover over the black or do you have to put it down first?
No, you just leave, you just leave the spaces blank and then you fill them in with the white when you get to that point. You'd have to, if you had black there, you'd have to remove it to put the white down to get a real bright color of white. Yeah, you'd have to remove any black behind it.
I like the way you I
Yes.
like the way you do the bleeding over here and over here. The fact that it just fades out, it helps to
Well, I just
balance
use what
the